Hello friends, I am John and I am the 3D 80s kid. Hello friends and welcome to episode 28. This episode is going to be a video response for Crackerjack Cards, who is celebrating now 250 subscribers. And
that is awesome!
And he has asked us to show off our 5 oldest Hall of Fame cards. And for this one, I am thankful it came out when it did, because if this had been just a few weeks ago, I'd have ended up having a 20-something way tie for 5th, having to show all my 1960 Topps cards again. And
well, I'm glad we avoided that.
So I am fortunate that is no longer the case, and I have some great cards to show.
That remains to be seen.
Of which only one has been previously highlighted on this channel. So let's get started.
Number 5.
My number 5 card is the one card I have shown before. It was highlighted in episode 2, and it was also part of the 500 Home Run Club. That would be my 1956 Ted Williams.
And you're the best goddamn hitter I ever saw.
With its beautiful off-centering to allow me to afford it in such fine condition.
Number 4.
Number 3.
Number 3 and number 4 are tied for number 3.
Here I've got a two-way tie for 4th and 3rd, and we'll start out with 1953 Bowman color, Enos Slaughter.
Donnie.
Live stream.
Pose!
Great Hall of Famer who spent most of his career with the St. Louis Cardinals, 10-time All-Star. A bit overshadowed by Stan Musial as far as people remembering him today, but a great hitter who, unfortunately for him, lost 3 of his prime years to World War II.
And, like many other men,
which really truncated his career stats. But Enos was a great player, and he is credited with being an absolute hustler on the field, and possibly the guy that Pete Rose was the one that emulated to become known as Charlie Hustle.
He had earned the nickname Charlie Hustle.
Tied, as far as oldest, is my 1953 Bowman color, Roy Campanella.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Now, this is a card that if I had owned it a little bit sooner would have been in my top 5 for most beautiful cards. This one, the moment I saw it, I knew I wanted to have this card as my Roy Campanella card. 3-time MVP, 8-time All-Star. Didn't have... his career got cut short by the tragic car accident in 1957, right before the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles. He also started a number of his years in the Negro Leagues, with him being half Italian, half African American, and came to the major leagues much older, was one of the candidates to be the one to break the color barrier, but ultimately Branch Rickey decided on having the whole college man, Jackie Robinson, to be the one to do it.
Everyone knows that.
But a great player. Definitely in the conversation for greatest catcher of all time, because not only was he an offensive star, he's also the all-time leader as far as throwing runners out, attempting to steal for percentage-wise. So,
Great.
Honorable mention
Honorable mention because technically it is not a playing days card, which was part of the criteria, but wanted to show it off anyways, it being a new pickup, and it is a Hall of Famer, but it is well past his playing days. Walter Johnson, part of that first class of Hall of Famers in 1936, the highest vote getter of pitchers, considered to be the greatest pitcher of all time by many folks.
Did he play the game?
Against the best?
Necessarily.
Breakable record of 110 shutouts. That's never going to be touched. 400 something wins. Just phenomenal stats that are just not going to be matched by any modern pitchers.
My dear Kemet, would be altogether impossible.
Hey, number 2. Number 1.
And tied for first, my two oldest cards are both of the same player. Because in 1913, Parker Brothers produced a baseball game.
Cool! Can we play?
And in that game, it had a deck of 50 cards, of which half of those were tinted blue and the other half were tinted red. And they all had pictures of the same player, which is Napoleon Lajoie.
Napoleon?
He was the highest vote getter in the second class of the Hall of Fame in 1937.
That sounds pretty good.
And considered to be one of the greatest second basemen of all time. He was so popular of a player once he got to Cleveland that they started referring to the team as the Naps instead of the Broncos, which had been the official team name.
That's going a bit too far, don't you think?
Indubitably.
So
He finished with well over 3,000 hits. I think his batting average was .338. And he was the primary rival to Ty Cobb as far as batting titles during his playing days. So on the backs of these, they have elements to play this board game for baseball, which
and I'd just give anything to get my hands on it.
wanted these in my collection since they are very affordable compared to any of his other actual playing days cards, of which these do qualify since he was played until I believe 1919 or 18.
You mean like in 1916?
These are from 1913, so these are my two oldest cards now. So thanks again to Crackerjack for throwing this VR out there into the community and offering a prize for the winner.
Much appreciated, pal.
And thank you for watching. See you next time.
See you next time.